Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are today. Welcome to the first Co-Design Center for Quantum Advantage, or C2QA, Quantum Career Fair. I am Diana Murphy, and I am part of the Outreach, Education, and Workforce Development Committee for C2QA and your host for your event today. When we were developing this event, we wanted to focus on bringing more awareness to the undergraduate, graduate, and postdoc communities about the 5 U.S. Department of Energy Office of Science National Quantum Information Science, or QIS, research centers, and the different types of careers in QIS at the centers, national laboratories, academia, and industry. In addition, the paths students and postdocs can take to pursue a quantum career. We've assembled an impressive group of speakers today that we hope will provide you the information you need to move forward on your career path. In addition, we have 24 exhibitors from academia, industry, and the DOE National Quantum Centers available to speak to you on our break from 12:55 to 1:10 p.m. and from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern in the exhibit booth area about the research, educational programs, and open positions. We do have one booth that is offering something a little different though. Pacific Northwest National Lab, who is well known throughout the DOE National Lab system for their STEM Ambassador program, will be available to talk about the importance of science communication and peer outreach. Their program provides training to their staff to help make the promotion of their science more understandable, to engage audiences and spark interest in STEM learning and careers. Little housekeeping rules for any technical issues with the conference platform. Please go back to the lobby and you will see that there is a tab for the information desk. And you can just click on the technical support tab that's there, and you will be able to be connected with people to help you with those issues. And for Zoom issues, please pass them on the chat function. All Q&A in this event is going to be handled through the Q&A function of the Zoom webinar. From a networking perspective, visit the lounge where you can meet up with other participants. And with that, I will now introduce you to C2QA's Director, Andrew Houck, to introduce our first speaker.
Thank you, Diana, and thank you all of you for coming to participate in this event. There's almost 1,000 of you registered, so I hope to get a chance to talk to you throughout the day. We'll have a panel of the various QIS center directors pretty soon, but first I wanted to introduce our special guest, Ceren Susut. She is the Director of Computational Scientific Research and Partnership Division in OSCAR, the Advanced Scientific Computing Research Program Office at the Office of Science in the U.S. Department of Energy. She previously served as a program manager in OSCAR for multiple programs, including scientific discovery through advanced computing, the Exascale Computing Project, and the National Quantum Information Science Research Centers, which are hosting this meeting. As an early advocate for quantum information science within the Office of Science, she led the development of a cross-program strategy and the establishment of the National Quantum Information Science Research Centers. Ceren is an experimental chemist with over a decade of experience conducting research in heterogeneous catalysis and plasma polymerization. She received her Ph.D. in chemistry from Georgetown University and conducted her postdoctoral research at NIST as an NRC research associate. Thanks for coming, Ceren, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you very much for this very nice introduction, and thank you very much for inviting me to this nice event. I have a couple of slides to share with you, and hopefully everything is going to work fine. Let's see. You should be able to see this. There you go. Again, thank you very much. This is a great pleasure for me to be here with you today. Of course, the quantum information science and the National QIS Research Centers, they're very near and dear to my heart, but they're also very important to DOE. The centers constitute the largest single investment to date that DOE made in QIS. So with that come a lot of responsibilities. For you guys, for the researchers who contribute to the centers, but also for us as well. Of course, with this kind of investment, we want to make a significant national impact, and the scientific achievements that are making biggest leaps in the major cross-cutting challenges, they're very important, but we're not going to be able to do any of these without investing in people. So that's why I'm very excited about this event. So I know that you guys are doing a lot, and this is one of the events that contribute to workforce development in QIS. And overall, the centers, you're going to hear from the other directors as well. They've been engaging and coming out with activities that are really going to make a difference in workforce development in QIS. But I want to mention that we're doing things on our part as well in the headquarters. So I'm going to mention a couple of activities here. Well, first of all, I want to make sure that all of you guys are aware of the Workforce Development for Teachers and Scientists program within the Office of Science. This is part of the Office of Science, and there are different programs that I'm going to mention that are actually useful for QIS, but in general, focus on workforce development for different science fields. One of the things that the Workforce Development for Teachers and Scientists did this year was to establish a working group on educational needs for the future scientific workforce on QIS. This group consisted of representatives from industry, universities, and DOE national labs. I encourage you, and I'm not sure that you can see the link at the bottom, but I think the slides will be available to you. I encourage you to check out the website for the WEDTS, and you will find a report from this working group. And this working group really looked at the issue from two perspectives, one from the demand side and one from the supply side. Of course, we're very happy that our investments in QIS, they're expanding, but with that, we're creating a demand for qualified QIS workforce. So we're very aware of that. And of course, this working group noted that as well. On the supply side, there is, of course, a lot of gaps and limitations. The hands-on training availability to QIS workforce and the equipment being very expensive, they create these limitations in terms of training the required workforce for QIS. So, of course, the partnerships between the DOE and the universities and industry and the national labs are very important. And we always say that, but we hope that in events like this and in other activities that the centers engage in, we're going to find that sweet spot for these partnerships that can actually deliver real results. Another thing that I would like to mention, again, the WEDTS, they do actually have other programs for workforce development, and those programs apply to quantum information science as well. I have a couple of examples here. Science undergraduate laboratory internship, community college internship, visiting faculty program, and of course, the Office of Science Graduate Student Research Program. They're all programs that you should be aware of. Again, please check out the website and ask us any questions if you have any questions. Now, on the right-hand side, I do have a map of the national labs. You will hear a lot from the national labs today, if you're not already familiar with all of them. But overall, there are actually 17 DOE national labs, and they all have their own strengths in various areas. That includes the workforce development as well. There are different programs available to you through the national labs. I also want to mention, I am from the Advanced Scientific Computing Research, and one of the programs that we're very proud of that we've been funding for a long time, since 1991, is the Computational Science Graduate Fellowship. Of course, this program broadly trains advanced computation scientists, and initially this was limited to high performance computing. But of course, in recent years, we have been supporting students in quantum information science as well. One of the highlights of this program is that the students get to spend up to 12 weeks in a national lab and gain some experience with working with researchers from the national labs and conducting research in a national lab. All right, so my last slide is really to tell you that our investments in QIS, they continue to expand. Of course, we're doing we do understand the importance of investing in workforce development, but at the same time, our budget is growing. So are the technical areas that we are investing in. In 2021, we continue to invest and fully support the National QIS Research Centers, and also continue to invest in the core basic research activities in QIS, as well as the infrastructure development. And we initiated an activity in quantum internet. In FY21, our request slightly exceeds 300 million across all programs within the Office of Science. And we plan to continue our investments, again, in core basic research activities, infrastructure development, and fully support the QIS research centers, and also continue our investments in quantum internet that we initiated recently. With that, I'm very happy to be here, and I hope that you have a great meeting. I'll be here on and off. Again, I wish you good luck in this meeting. Thank you.